Who are you? Like, not what's your name, not how old are you or where you grew up. Like, who are you? Can you answer that question? Most people can't, and even those that think that they can don't know who they are. So, how do you measure that? Well, how do I know that you don't know who you are? Think about this. When was the last time that you told yourself that you were going to do something and you didn't do it? I'm going to start my workout program on Monday, and you didn't do it. I'm going to be a pescatarian, only to find yourself eating cheeseburgers. Like, I'm going to stop dating assholes, only to find yourself dating the same person that you've been dating perpetually. Not the same one person, but the same type of person. Okay? How many times did you say that I'm going to be disciplined, I'm going to be more organized, I'm going to be more neat, only to find yourself being a slob? How many times do you say, I'm going to wake up early in the morning, only to wake up to your favorite form of procrastination, which is the snooze button? How many times have you told yourself that you were going to do something and you failed to do it? Whenever you do that, you're proving that you don't know who you are. Now, who you are essentially is your story. At the end of the day, at the end of your life, we'll look back at the beginning and the end and see the story that was told, and that will be your identity. Now let's break that down. That story that you told isn't filled with the things that you promised or the things that you dreamed of. It's written by the things that you say. You are your actions. And so when you desire to be one thing, but you act a different way, which one is the real you? The one that wants to be in shape so bad, or the one that sleeps in the morning and eats late at night? The one that wants a relationship so bad, or the one that keeps cheating on your significant other? Which one is you? The one that wants the promotion so bad, or the one who leaves work early on Friday? The one that wants to be financially free, or the one that blows your paycheck on the weekend by going out? Who are you? The person that wants to be healthy and live a full life, or someone who constantly is stuffing themselves with drugs and junk and salt and fat? Like, who are you? Like I said, you are who your actions are. So who is the one then that is desiring these things? That's a higher version of you. That is the ethereal version of you, the thought of you that has access to the endless catalog of the universe that we call the imagination. That is you. Now, who is the person that stated, hey, this year is the year that I'm going to get in shape. This year is the year that I'm going to take time to myself and go travel. This is the year that I'm going to start my business. This is the year that I start saving. This is the year that I get into a relationship. Like, is that you? Who then? The person who did it, that's the real you. Who's the person that said it? Now, that's you as well. So we live in this existence where there's three versions of us. And the reason that we get this anxiety and depression and fear and lack of confidence is because those three versions of you are all separate things. And we have this checks and balances of identity that are our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And when we're representing ourselves to the world and when we're drawing an opinion of who we are ourselves, we take a look at those three measures. It's kind of like your credit report, right? The Equifax, there's three agencies, I can't remember what they are, but they all take an aggregate of like, okay, and build this picture of who you are because there's three separate information sources. And you know that that is indeed your credit score when all three of those things line up. If you have a 720 here, a 715 here, and a 480 here, you know that something's messed up and something needs to be addressed. So it's the same thing with our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And at the end of the day, how is the world going to judge you? They're going to judge you based on your actions. So if you want to see truly who you are, it's super simple. Take a look at your behavior. And then look at your past behavior and say, this is who I was. Because who you are, it's a liquid concept. It's constantly moving and shifting and changing because we live we live not only in space, but we also are traveling throughout time. So every breath that we take, every new piece of information that we have, every interaction that we have with someone else is changing our behavior, our belief systems, our words, our thoughts, our actions, and so it's constantly changing. But we have this ability to look in the past and say, who was I? Take away all of the desires and all of the stated intentions and just look at your actions. I'm that person. And then ask yourself, who do I want to be? And so if you're that person that wants to be fit, then you take a look at your value system. And what your value system is the things that you believe in priority, in sequential order, because I want to be in shape, but I also want to eat a hot dog. So how do those two things coexist? And then you set conditions. Well, I don't want to eat hot dogs every day. They're not that important to me. Maybe on the 4th of July or a family barbecue, but that's the level of importance that it is to me. And then you prioritize your fitness, above that. That's getting a little granular. So let me step back and make this a little bit more meta. So the only way to be able to change who you are, change your actions, is to be able to project what you want to do in the future and follow through with that. Now, the assurance that your word is as good as your action in the future is what we call confidence. I say I can do it, and the level of certainty that I have that I can measures my confidence. So how do we build that? It's by being consistent, by thinking who you want to be, stating out loud who you want to be, proclaiming it, and then taking action on who you want to be. And so when I say, I'm going to pick up my phone, I pick it up. And then I think to myself, I want to put down my phone. And then I say, I want to put down my phone. And I say, put down my phone. And now you ask me the question, what level of certainty do you have that you can pick up your phone? I'm going to say 99.9999999%. Nothing's 100%. The world could blow up in the next 2 seconds, right? So, and the reason I do that is because I have done it so many times. I want to pick up my phone. I do it 50 times a day, and I want to put down my phone. This gets a little bit more complicated as the task gets more complicated. I want to pick up I'm going to pick up my phone to make that tough phone call. I pick it up, I make the tough phone call, I put it down. The next tough phone call. I'm going to pick up my phone and make that tough phone call. Now when someone asks me, hey, you got to make this call to your friend and it's going to be a tough conversation, will you make it? And you say yes, you have this confidence, this certainty that you are going to be able to do that. So this same thing goes for anything. Like I'm going to get in shape. Okay? How so? I'm going to work out tomorrow. You state it tonight and then you wait 12 hours, and then we'll see if you followed through with that. And that consistency of your thoughts, your words, and your actions is what gives you the certainty that you are who you say you are. So when you say that you're going to do something and you do it, that's how you know who you are. And so the solution to any challenge that you're going through, whether it's you want to level up in life or you need to do a complete 180 and get out of a shitty situation and into a new one, or you want to enter an area of unknown territories and navigate it, the solution to succeeding in any one of those scenarios is knowing who you are. So how do you go about figuring out who you are? Step one, you have to do a personal inventory. Like take a step back and take a look backwards and say, okay, how do I feel about where my life is at right now? And you go through all of those areas in life and you see objectively what they are. And then you ask yourself how you feel about it. And then you ask another question. It's like, how is this affecting the rest of my life? What do I want to do about it? And only until you do that inventory can you actually figure out who you are. And the only way that you can get yourself to do something that you've been promising yourself and not doing it is to first take that inventory. And second is to ask yourself some basic questions. Okay, if I'm behaving this way and it's not what I want, then what do I want? And answer that question specifically. And then after that, you come up with a game plan. What actions can I take that will give me most progress in this area? And then you consistently do that on a daily basis. You can't look at this once a year. That's why New Year's resolutions don't work. You made a New Year's resolution every single day. Every single day you woke up with that feeling that you have on January 1st, you would be successful. If you woke up every single Tuesday and it felt like a Monday, I'm going to get started on Monday. Oh yeah, I'm going to start making my calls on Monday. I'm going to start my diet on Monday. I promise on Monday things are going to be different. If you did that every single day, your rate of failure would be shorter. Recalibration would be shorter, and you would be able to stay in a relatively straight line because you'd be addressing and recalibrating every day, as opposed to New Year's go off track only to find yourself at the next year trying to get back onto that track. Okay, so personal inventory, then asking yourself, what do you want, what's in your way, and then finally is like coming up with a strategy to stay consistent, to stay accountable, and to ask yourself the questions that fill in the gaps of your behavior, so you can finally have your desires, your words, and your actions be the same thing. And when you know who you are, you can accomplish anything as long as you're following this process. Now, if you want help with this process of taking this inventory, asking these questions, and then filling in the gaps so you can come up with actionable steps to transform, to break through, to whatever it is that you want to do, or enter uncharted territories and navigate it gracefully, then I want you to go in the link below to the Invincible Strategy session that I offer. And in this, you take a personal inventory that addresses all of these areas that I've been talking about. You write down answers to some specific questions that really give you a perspective of what is getting in your way and what truly it is that you want, what type of person that you need to be. And then you schedule a one-on-one session with me personally, and I will help you get your compass pointing due north and fill out actionable steps of the things that you can do to make sure that you are who you say you are, you know who you are, you're pointed in the right direction, and constantly every single day making progress, building confidence, being more fulfilled, and entering an area of life where you are certain, where you are proud, where you are strong and powerful and fulfilled. So if that is something that you guys want to do, try it out on your own. If you want a little nitro boost on your progress and your success, fill out your information from the link below, and I would be more than happy to go through a strategy session with you so we can figure this thing out together. Again, if you guys like this video, be sure to smash that like button. And if you want more videos like this, you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you get a little notification so you're kept up to date when I upload new videos. That's all I got for you guys today. This is Spencer Burnett with the Invincible Academy.